Have you ever attended a funeral? Not just any funeral, but one where the deceased was someone close, someone you wished would never leave. What did you feel in that moment, staring at the coffin? It feels like time stops. An overwhelming clarity fills your being, and you're submerged in the sobering grief, confused, disoriented, and abandoned to an unending moment, hoping and praying to be woken up from a nightmare. Nothing is more horrible than losing someone you love. The Haunting of Hill House, specifically the Two Storms episode, perfectly encapsulates the horror of death, grief, and all that comes with it. The episode is very different from the others in the series. The show's haunting score is absent for the most part, along with the musical cues. The episode is approximately 55 minutes long and only contains 5 cuts in the first 50 minutes. The wonders the director uses to tell his story aren't gimmicks. They are tools that manage to elevate the drama in the episode by making us a participant in the family's wake. We are not just viewing the action, we are immersed in it, like one of the show's many ghosts at the center of it all, watching the story unfold. We follow the camera's precise choreography and the other characters' reactions, experiencing the revelations in real time as they do. The camera's lens guides us through the inside of the various rooms and corridors while being uninterrupted, leading us to believe that we are not observing different sets, but an actual home. We are grounded in the character's reality. Combined with the absence of a musical score, it makes the sudden apparitions feel all the more startling and disturbing. Having the action contained within one long take also limits the amount of space that can be explored. We are confined to the funeral home or hill house while not being allowed to see a different scenery or a different viewpoint. The finite space, coupled with the mounting subconscious expectation of an imminent cut, accentuates the sense of tension and claustrophobia. We're stuck, just like the cranes. That sensation of being trapped is also felt by the characters. They are living one of the worst days of their lives, and they can't escape it. They're both stuck in the past, emotionally, and in the present, physically. The reality of Nell's death is all-encompassing. It makes time and the outside world meaningless. The ongoing storm also serves to disconnect them from any external influence, isolating and forcing them to deal with their grief, and in turn, pushing them to air out their unresolved issues. The camera's constantly choreographed motions mirror the characters' states of mind and feelings, always moving, turning in circles, unstable, in flux, prolonged, and uncut. Everyone is grieving and coping in different ways, resisting the situation. Theo is angry and drunk. Cheryl maintains her professional composure but is pushed to indignation. Kevin is nervous and overcompensating by being extra helpful. Steve is in denial and is confrontational. Luke is confused and scared, not much different from when he was far younger. Hugh is devastated but reserved. Being together for the first time in years and under the pressures of an impossible situation, they are compelled to look at their own lives and realize they've been incapable of moving on. That stunted development has had consequences on their daily lives, their relationships, and their emotions. Steve's fear of carrying mental illness within his genes pushed him to get a vasectomy and lie to his wife for years, knowing that she wants children. His marriage is now in a state of limbo. Cheryl's interest in being a mortician and funeral director is closely tied to her mother's death. Now her business is losing money and won't be successful if she doesn't change some of her financial practices. Theo has always been inside her own bubble, in proximity to her family but at a distance emotionally. She's been living in her sister's guest house but closes herself off to everyone. She has felt so many negative things in the past and through her job, so she wants to have the least amount of contact as possible. Luke has been numbing away his fear and pain for years through his drug use. He's been clean for a while, but he must face his ghosts if he wants to progress. The one that best represents the character's physical and emotional imprisonment is Hugh. Not only is he stuck in this horrible situation, but his mind is captive to the past. He maintains a conversation with an amalgamation of the memories of his deceased wife. When he walks into the wake, he sees his children as they were when they were kids, even Nell. When he's wandering the hallway looking for a restroom, he finds himself back in Hill House. All of the Cranes are haunted by their past, but none more than Hugh, because he's known the truth all this time, and is now being forced to face it before any more of his family succumbs to their old home. The bubbling emotions, in addition to the external strains from the funeral, culminate in an all-out verbal spar between the family members. The Cranes are forced to express what has been bothering them or holding them back for years. The ugly truth is unwillingly unearthed by the unending moment. Their strife is in no way resolved, but at least their thoughts are finally out in the open. Nell breaks the spell by toppling her own coffin, taking her family's attention away from their current argument and back to herself, the one who brought them together through her passing. It isn't until that moment that the piano theme begins to play softly. The shot's length regains its traditional duration as the camera's previous ballet settles down. The storm has passed, time finds its pace, but the family will have to face the consequences of their own choices, as well as the ghosts within their former home, in order to be free. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. We would really appreciate it. Until next time.